What is up, you guys? It is Frank the Tank, and today, plain and simple, we're going to practice. Now, the reason for this practice is because I've officially gotten confirmation that the old house shot that they use in these lanes is gone. They have deleted it, and they are now using, I don't want to say a new house shot. I want to say they took their house shot and made some changes to it. Yeah, I think that's the correct way of putting it. So that's what they did, and now I have to go in there and I'm going to go figure it out, because the fall league has already started, as you already know, because you saw week one. I struggled and I could only manage a 580 series in week one of league. I only got like a 143 in game one, a 181 in game two, and luckily the Zen Master saved us from what could have been a terrible night, and we managed to get 256. So yeah, I didn't know how to handle those changes that they made to their house shot, and now I'm going to go in there and figure out what to do. So also at the same time, I've got a couple of bowling balls with me that I have not used in a long time or recently punched up. So yeah, today I've got the Alpha Crux, the RST X3. The Alpha Crux, I've had it for quite some time now, but you know, I still can't figure it out, and I haven't really taken the time to figure it out, and so that's why I brought it with me. The RST X3, I've already had it for a couple weeks now. I want to say 2 weeks, and I still feel like I need more time with that ball. And one thing I've learned about it is that it can really handle dry lanes really, really well. Also, I brought the rocket ship. I recently acquired and punched up. A really nice ball. I recently acquired the High Road Nano again. I had one before. It was pinned down, but it wasn't drilled exactly to me because I didn't have my PAP before. I brought that one. It's pinned above the bridge, so 60 by 5.5 by 60 dual angle layout on that. I also have the Hustle PBR. I've had that one for quite a while, but I never bothered to bring it out until now. And I brought the proton physics back again because I still need to work with that ball. I haven't figured it out. So yeah, those are the 6 that I have decided to bring with me. And yeah, we're only working with solids today. And I only just realized that I didn't bring any pearls. I only brought some solids and 1 hybrid. So yeah, we're going to go in there. We're going to work with those things. And whilst at the same time trying to figure out how to work with this house shot that they changed up. So that's what we're going to go in there and we're going to go and do, and hope all goes well. So let's get in there and see how we can do. Okay, you guys, so that is game and set for today. That was 9 games, in case you were wondering. That's right, I played 9 games. Usually I only play about 8, but this time I decided to go for an extra one because I wanted to continue practicing playing that far left, you know, lofting over the gutter, because it's actually kind of a little fun. I mean, it's a pain in the side, but also fun at the same time to be able to do that, and I think it went well. And I learned now that the RSTX3 can clearly handle dry lanes pretty good. I mean, I'm really impressed with that ball. Really, really strong, and it hardly it hardly burns out. It doesn't really die. It doesn't lose any energy. It really gets back when it needs to. I hardly ever had an issue with hook stop, you know, like where you throw the ball down to and it gets to the right and it just stops and dies and goes towards the 3-6. That ball got back practically every single time. So I know that ball can really handle drive parts of the lane now. So that's good. Now I think I found a ball that I could take with me to if they ever have an event here with a bunch of games and the pattern starts to dry up, I now know a ball that I could count on to play far left and it'll get back. So that's a really good thing. But this modified house pattern that they have now, the changes that I noticed were, I want to say less volume of oil, because by the 4th game, I started moving like left a lot. And usually with the old house pattern, that dry part that you saw, that little dry patch where the lane where the ball really started to like hook a lot, that usually wouldn't start happening on the old house shot. That wouldn't start happening until maybe about the 7th or the 6th game, and it was already happening by the 4th game. So that is insane. Another thing I noticed is that they added more oil to the sides of the lane, because if I ever missed to the right of my target, there was less recovery. So I guess they did that. So in conclusion, the margin for error is a lot smaller now. So, but that's a good thing. I'm not complaining in any way, because, you know, this amps up the level of difficulty. I mean, challenge us a little, right? I mean, that old house pattern, it was obviously easy. The margin for error that I had with a lot of my bowling balls was pretty insane. And with this one, it's we now have a smaller window to miss. So this is good, because, you know, you're never going to get better unless you challenge yourself. And with this one, it amps up the difficulty just a little bit. Remember, it's a house pattern. It's supposed to be a little easy. So yeah, that's how it is, and that's how it's going to be. It's official. They're never going back to the old one. This is going to be the new one that they use from now on. So I hope that I can take whatever I've learned today and apply it to the 2nd week of League that I have coming in a couple of days. It's currently Monday, so I have about 4 days. Well, now that this day's over, 4.5. But yeah. And as for the bowling balls that I took with me today, the RSTX3, I understand it a lot more now. I love that it can handle the dry a lot better than anything I was using today. The proton physics, I kind of understand it a little better. I still feel like I need a little bit more time to practice with that ball. The same thing with the Alpha Crux. Even though I've had it for quite some time, I don't know what it is with me. I mean, I can understand when it wants to hook. It's just the way it gets around the corner that throws me off a little bit. The rocket ship, I still need a little bit of time with that ball. Or should I say a lot more time with that ball to figure it out. It's definitely a weaker ball. I mean, I did look up the specs. It's I don't want to say it's like a really high RG, but it's sort of up there. It's technically, looking at the specs compared to like the Hustle PBR that I had, technically the rocket ship is a lot stronger in terms of the RG and differential in comparison to the Hustle PBR. It did have the R2S cover on it, I believe, like the IQ Tour, so it's got some length to it. The Hustle PBR I didn't really use a whole lot because the lane was a little bit dry, and I want to be able to use that ball in the fresh to see how I can handle it. And also what other ball did I have out there? So Alpha Crux, RSTX3, the rocket ship, the Hustle PBR, the proton physics. I really don't know what else I was using out there, but yeah, the RSTX3 is the one I really understood the most out of the rest of them. So Oh, the High Road Nano as well. I need a little more time to practice with that ball as well. Didn't really have a chance to use it that much. It looked pretty good. A little later than the Proton and the I want to say not as late as the RSTX3, but the way it got around the corner, very rounded for sure. Not super quick, but not slow either. Very in the middle. But yeah, I need a little more practice with these things. But for now, I'm calling it a day. So I hope you guys enjoyed the highlights of that practice session, and I will see you guys in week 2 of League.